Hey there, it's Anonymous Tea, where we spill the tea anonymously. Hello, everyone. Hello, YouTubers. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day today, sending good vibes, sending positivity, sending blessings, and good energy to each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. So, anything I say is alleged and in my very, very personal opinion. This is for entertainment purposes only. None of this is personal. The Copyright Act of 1976 is in the description box. Some meat and potatoes, some housekeeping items. It is free to follow me. Free to follow me on this channel, Anonymous Tea. Free to follow me on my other channel, Anonymous Tea Podcast. There is new content over there. Follow me on the Tickety Talk at Anonymous Tea Podcast. Free to follow me on the Instagram. On the Instagram is at Anonymous Reality Tea. Free to share everywhere. Free to like the video so it gets out to the algorithm. Free to share with your family, your friends, and your foes, and coming or going, hit the like button. So today we're talking Real Housewives of Atlanta, and Porsha just exposed SHAMEA, y'all. It's not about like or dislike. It is about right and wrong. It is about who's got the receipts, who's got the facts, and everything else, you guys. And Porsha has just destroyed SHAMEA. On the socials. We got to talk about it. So Porsha posted on the Instagrammies her receipts of, all of the things that is invalidating the foolishness that SHAMEA had been pushing on the internet. And it's clear as day that there was a takedown attempt. It's clear as day. So Porsha posts like a few slides on the Instagrammies. It says slide 1/lie 1, Queen SHAMEA's first wedding, I'm by her side as a bridesmaid, location Atlanta, Georgia, second wedding was in Africa, reference interview, Breakfast Club in the morning, where SHAMEA stated that I only had one wedding, and clearly she had two, and I thought this was known knowledge, right? I thought we knew that there was a wedding that took place in Atlanta and that there was a wedding that took place in Kenya. Like I'm confused at this. Oh, Porsha didn't go to my wedding. Well, technically she did. She just didn't go to the one that was in Kenya. Then slide number 2, lie 2. Porsha says, I sent SHAMEA flowers to congratulate my bestie for her joining Real Housewives of Atlanta. Her video she made thanking me, which Porsha included as well, followed by an excited congratulatory phone call I made to her, as well as a lengthy caption on Instagram post, 4 slides of peach photos, and an excitement celebrating her as a full-time housewife and peach holder. And then she references Candy's interview where SHAMEA claimed that Porsha had only said a simple congratulations on the phone. And so Porsha says, case closed, heart emoji, fourth wall. And this is my thing. It's like, it was clear to me that, SHAMEA had a separate agenda. And it was weird that this separate agenda was happening and that it was being pushed like this, because I'm like, wouldn't you want to come into, you're finally a peach holder, wouldn't you want to showcase your friendship and you being besties with Porsha, but right off the rip, you're filming scenes with Britt and Kelly that have got messy stuff to say about Porsha. And we really didn't see too many SHAMEA and Porsha scenes. And we maybe seen them like once or twice. We saw it where they were at that one club. And we saw them at the putt-putt outing. And then, of course, we saw them at the dinner where everything at that point, it was already done. It was already done, so. But I just don't understand what SHAMEA's thought process was in doing this, because this made zero sense. It was just giving you felt away all this time, SHAMEA, and you wanted to wait until you became a peach holder to finally air out your grievances. It's clear as day to me that Candy doesn't like Porsha. And Candy can have that right to not like Porsha, but my problem is, don't be fake and phony at all these events and posting Porsha and all of this and all of that if you and SHAMEA allegedly are secretly gossiping about her this whole time. And now I understand why Porsha felt uneasy about the Candy and SHAMEA friendship, because she knows how SHAMEA moves. She knows how SHAMEA conducts herself, which is, it's giving somebody, if you do not give SHAMEA the attention that she is seeking, she goes immediately behind your back to anybody who is listening and bashes you and says all of this stuff about you or whatever else and plays the victim. There, you got people in Porsha's comments talking about, I owe you an apology, Porsha. I had no idea SHAMEA was lying like this. And it's just crazy, man. So it's just really crazy that there were so many people who hated Porsha that they refused to believe that SHAMEA was trying to orchestrate this setup to allegedly take down her best friend. And Porsha clocked it. Porsha clocked that SHAMEA was probably hoping on the fans that, you know, Porsha received backlash from in the past, whether it's in regards to her marriage to her ex Simon, whether it's in regards to her spinoff show, whether it's in regards to previous issues that Porsha has had with other housewives, that they were banking on more people hating Porsha, that they can slide in and be the top peach holder, that they can slide in and be the star of the show, and this completely backfired, this completely flopped. I always say the cover-up is worse than the crime. Maybe this is why Angela Oakley had it clocked and kept calling SHAMEA Shamina. Because this is mean girl behavior. I would never do this to somebody who allegedly is supposed to be my bestie. Because a real bestie would talk to you one-on-one, woman to woman, if there was a real issue. And according to SHAMEA, she claimed initially in the earlier episodes that her and Porsha had resolved all of their issues. So why is it being brought up again in topics of conversation with Drew Sidora and Angela Oakley? Why is it being brought up again in conversations with Kelly and interactions with Britt Eady and all of these other people? Make it make sense. Make it make sense. It looks like SHAMEA did not come into this season with a pure heart. It's giving that she had her own agenda. She had her own agenda to take down Porsha, to find a way. Maybe her, Candy, and Kenya were thinking that they could run Porsha off the show, allegedly, and then that could bring back in Candy. They were not anticipating Kenya not being on the show anymore, and they were not anticipating Phaedra Parks coming back. But all of this is not a good first season for a peach holder for SHAMEA. And it's crazy to me that she is doing all of this foolishness and she is flopping hard. But why would you do this to somebody who allegedly is supposed to be your best friend? And as much as people wanted to drag Mama Diane for saying, be careful with the dog who has the bone, be careful with the person who is running back information and everything else, her mom had SHAMEA clocked. Her mom had SHAMEA clocked, and we got to talk about it. Mama Diane was right. Mama Diane was right because she understood what was going on. How is it that you were in the presence of all these people that got something to say about Porsha, but then you're trying to bring it back like you defended her and had her back, only for things to come out later on at these other meetings or at these other off-camera sessions, you actually were feeding into the gossip as well. You actually were not being a bestie to Porsha as well. And when the camera stopped rolling, that was when you wanted to push your own agenda. And according to Drew Sidora, having your own type of peaky swear alliances and everything else. Why would Porsha want to be a part of an alliance with Britt Eady and Kelly, who basically came in hot with her, basically saying, I don't want her around my husband and everything else? How would you have an alliance with somebody like that who thinks that way about you? Like, make it make sense. It made zero sense as far as I'm concerned. But you know, and again, some people are like, you know, you guys shouldn't, you know, ruin your friendship for the cameras. Listen, it was already damaged before the show happened, y'all. It was already damaged before the show happened because they weren't even on good terms, you know, or really speaking like that until shortly after Porsha got on Real Housewives of Atlanta the first time. So that tells me right then and there what this is about. That SHAMEA saw an opportunity to become famous and get all this notoriety and everything else, and wanted what Porsha had. Y'all want to push the narrative, oh, Porsha's jealous of SHAMEA? No. I don't think she is. I think SHAMEA is jealous of the fanfare that Porsha has. But here's the thing. You have to have what it takes to be a star on these housewife shows. And you can't just try to set up your alleged bestie in order to, take the throne. That's not how this works. So, nonetheless, this has completely backfired. Porsha has receipts upon receipts on her Instagrammies that she was at SHAMEA's wedding. SHAMEA had multiple weddings, just like Porsha had multiple weddings when she married Simon. Porsha did, not only congratulate SHAMEA, sent her flowers, did a whole social media post celebrating her and everything else. However, SHAMEA made it seem like on the show, towards Candy, towards whomever, Porsha really wasn't happy that I was a peach holder. Porsha, really didn't want me to be on this show, da-da-da-da-da. Then why would she have you a part of the show and everything else, and as a friend of, for all of these seasons, if she didn't want anything to do with you, if she didn't want you to have this platform? But it is clear as day to me that you wanted to have the peach holder position to take down your bestie, and that's not going to work considering how much Porsha is loved by Bravo and NBC Universal. And how Porsha was just on the Traders, how Porsha has a brand deal with a tequila company, and how hard Bravo and NBC Universal are pushing her and pushing Phaedra. Maybe they do have, we have to keep it a buck. People think that, Phaedra and Portia's frickin' frack thing, that it's a friendship of convenience or it's an alliance of convenience or whatever else. But I'll say this, at least they understand the bigger picture as it pertains to this show. They understand that they make more money and they're more successful as friends, as besties, as whatever, than trying to tear each other down and, tear each other apart and go closet each other and everything else. SHAMEA has not understood the assignment at all. She thought, okay, we can all take down Porsha. That's why Angela Oakley backed off. At some point, Angela Oakley backed off and realized it was not trying to be a part of a Porsha takedown event. However, SHAMEA and Kelly have not got the memo that it was not a good idea to attempt to do this because Porsha had receipts to expose y'all. Make it make sense. So there's that. That is it. That is all for this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the moment I post new content on my channel. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys again very soon.